Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And we're freshly back from Airecon 2025.
Yeah, from the north.
From the north. We
back
fought
to the south.
back to the south.
All the
Before the barbarian
dragons and all that stuff.
We came back from the wall and it's fine. We survived.
So actually, I have to say there were no barbarian, and Harrogate is such a wonderful little town.
Harrogate,
I loved it.
Beautiful. It's very pretty. Didn't know what to expect, but it's very lovely. And the convention centre was cool as well.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Airecon. And before we talk about Airecon and all of the cool stuff and all of the best things that we played, maybe you should think about hitting
the subscribe button.
Exactly.
Yes.
You don't have no barbarians required.
No, exactly. You hit that one, and we're happy. You're happy. Everybody's happy.
The barbarians are happy.
The barbarians are really happy about it. And after that, we can go into and see all the games that we played and
loads.
A few surprises.
Let's
so,
do it.
Yeah, stay on.
Rolling dice, feeling nice. Cardboard dreams and game schemes. Click subscribe, it's a vibe. Board Stupid's all we need. Board Stupid, game reviews for you and me. Board Stupid, here's what you should play and see.
So Matt, starting at day 0, the journey up from the south coast of England all the way to Harrogate.
Up the north. Yes, because it was actually day 1 of the convention.
It had already started.
We got jobs, unfortunately.
So we went on Thursday night.
So we take the train on Thursday night, and we played a lot of games on the train.
We did.
It was a long ride. However, we played, if I remember right, we started with Compile.
We did. We played Compile.
Yes.
Compile is amazing. It's basically, we'll talk about Compile another time.
Yes.
But my gosh, it's basically possibly our new favourite 2-player card game.
Yes, but we'll probably do an entire video
We're gonna do a
around
whole
that
video about
or
Compile.
something like that, because it's a game that is kind of breaking the market for the people that knows about that is breaking the market.
It's amazing, and there's a new version coming, so there'll be content on that.
Compile, 2-player card games, Air, Land and Sea mixed with Netrunner, mixed with Ratlands. That should give you the idea. But anyway,
It's brilliant.
after that, and that was while we were drinking the first steenie on the train.
Train beers, necessary.
Then we played.
We also got another game of Castle Combo, which is, again, a fantastic card game, by the way. One of the best card games released in 2024.
Yeah.
And this is a grower. The more I play this, the more I like it as well.
So this was the banger from Hachette UK last year. I think every copy were sold out at the last UKG. Spiel as well, they're all gone. And this, even at
Airecon, you kept seeing them selling them all the
time. Few copies. It's basically a tableau builder where you're building these 3x3 grids with your cards. Each card interact with each other, and then you scoring point with this very quirky graphic. We talked about the game a while ago.
On the Board Stupid show we did.
Rob. Yeah. Really cool. Again, well, we'll probably talk a little bit more about that one
It's
as
a
well.
fantastic game. It's really grown on me.
We really enjoyed it, and it's a game that is a very good with 1 versus 1.
Yeah, well, it's great.
2-player, 3-player, 4-player.
Scales well.
It scales really well. It's super fun. It's super fast, and there's
It's
a little
thinkier
bit.
than you think as well.
It is. You start. So basically, you need to combine castle combo.
Yeah,
So
combo
otherwise it would
some
be
things
a combo.
together. Yeah.
You combine your cards on your tableau to score more points. A certain card we're gonna give you multiplier for other cards in this or that position, on this or that line, of this and that color, set collection with an open market that you can modify
Available cards.
It's
cool.
It's really interesting. If you haven't checked it out and you're looking for a card game that works with every player count, definitely give it a
check
go.
it out. And then we actually got there finally. So that was our 3-hour train ride. We were just drinking beers on the train, having a good time.
Dropped the bag at the
And we hadn't even started.
hotel. That was quite interesting.
The rallies, yes.
But we'll
We'll talk about maybe another time. But then we got to the show and we started to look around
Yeah,
the venue?
we had a walk because at that point it was quite late, so the exhibitor area was closed, but the bar was not. And
The bar was not, and that was great. And the open gaming area was open till 11 p.m.
Yeah. Not only the bar and the open gaming was open, the library was open as well.
Yes, and the library is fantastic, by the way. We had a look around. There's some great games in there, some rare, unusual games that you can't necessarily buy as well.
Titles that I was like, ooh,
wow, you can rent that. That's cool.
Yes, including stuff like Battlestar Galactica.
I was like, dang, that's in the library.
Some very heavy and very expensive and hard to find games that were in the library. So yeah, very well done.
There's like 1,000 games in that library. It's amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely great.
And we were knackered, but we wanted to find something that we could play in two players in like half an hour while we're there, have a beer. And we found Caesar by Balamory. This was a sequel or I suppose spiritual sequel to Blitzkrieg, which was and this was the Rome version. Yeah. And my gosh, man, we'd never played it before.
No.
But I think I found another favourite two-player game.
We took out the rules, so it's always hard when you take a box in,
learning out
more or less what the game does, but never actually study the rules. And with the rules on the table, we were playing in 15 minutes
maximum.
And what the game is siege. It says siege Rome in 20 minutes, and that's what you do.
That's it.
One versus one, and you trying to conquer Rome and all the territories around it in this kind of like territorial control two-player games.
Yeah,
that was pretty surprising.
Area majority using these tokens, which have different values, and you have a hidden screen, so you're always trying to guess what your opponent might have left because there are a set number of tokens. You've got different bonus tokens you can get. You're trying to create big contiguous groups of territory. It's such an amazing game. I was staggered after our first play. I went, "This is really good."
There are some combos that are kind of like a game breaking in terms of how powerful they are. But that's why the reason the game is 20 minutes. And as soon as both the players knows about those breaking combos, they kind of try to stop each other from doing it. Really interesting about how you basically put a tile down in between the territories. Once the territory is closed, so it means that all the spaces around have been allocated with the tiles. You will gonna see which one of the two players wins that territories and getting the bonus. But not only that, because it's not just the one who's winning in that territory is taking the bonus. The bonus will go to the last player putting that shit down. So you might lose the war but win the battle. Something like that. But yeah, absolutely. I think Caesar might go in one of our next videos when we're gonna talk specific about two-player games in a more detail. Wide. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna do what we're calling at the moment a buyer's guide. Titled TBC.
We'll absolutely.
And after that, it was time to go to bed and ready for actually day one, but we'll talk about this.
Let's go to day one.
Okay, well, then it was the morning after a sleepless night because the hotel walls were paper thin. Even been a very nice hotel, very classy.
Lovely hotel.
Paper thin walls, and well, at least my neighbour was snoring like a tractor. Anyway, the breakfast was really, really good.
Breakfast was lovely, fantastic. Yeah, despite all of the neighbours in the hotel apparently revving chainsaws in here.
Yeah, it was quite
very loud.
Well, anyway,
doesn't matter. Let's go to the event. The event was cool.
We got in, and we've been stopped literally after 30 seconds by our friend Rob from Hachette UK.
Hello, Rob.
To play something nice and light for a start of the day.
That's a lie. We played Shackleton Base first thing in the morning. Rob was like, I've got 2 seats. Would you like to sit down and play it? I went, yeah, we'll sit down and play it. Shackleton Base is a heavy game.
It is. It is. We knew that it was a. We kind of like had a look at UKG when it was presented last year. Is heavy Euro.
Yes.
With some quirky and interesting mechanics there I haven't seen in other games so far.
Yeah, very interesting. Kind of does like a worker placement type game. You're putting your workers out, but you've got different colour workers. Each worker will give you a different effect depending on where they go, different bonuses. But then you also have this kind of area majority type thing going on in the middle of the map where you have you're trying to like build buildings over
because the the idea of the premises of the game is that you are the next very rich person trying to colonize the moon, and you are in the Shackleton crater, so one of the biggest crater that is represented in the main board. And each turn you will have to pick up a specific spaceship with specific workers. Some are scientists, some ones are engineers, and you need to use them for specific action. Again, in a worker placement manners, but at the same time you need to build the bases on the moon, so filling up the larger board, and then having this weird but very interesting territorial control piece.
Yeah, as well as like a ton of component actions. So it kind of uses this Lacerda-esque type design in a way where you've got always a way of generating component actions, which could be like 20 different things.
Yes.
I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this. We've got these 3 corporations that I need to satisfy. And that, I think, is one of the main selling points of the game with replayability, is the 3 corporations that are going to be joining you on this expedition to the moon. They will give you different bonuses, and they'll play in completely different ways.
Yeah.
And the special actions that you can do will be different depending on the corporations that you bring into the game.
Exactly. Then there is these things where you, at a certain point, you can place your worker on around the crater, and at the end of the round, you're basically tracing line of sight of those worker, and depending on which building cross their line of sight, they will decide to go to this or that building.
I thought it was a cool game. Heaviness wise, I was fine with, but I thought it was just a little bit fiddly for me, and and the look of it I wasn't particularly sold with. But it was cool. I think if you like those types of games where you're generating a lot of you're trying to generate a lot of bonuses and interactions, usually utilizing your limited number of moves, like your single movement. What can I do to get the most out of this one worker? You'll probably like that.
Yeah. So not the lightest of the games.
No.
With a cool team.
Yes.
So if you're in that looking for a heavy Euro
sci-fi thing.
Sci-fi.
Future sci-fi.
Yeah.
Futurish, near future.
Futuristic.
Yeah, near future.
Bro.
Near future.
That was really cool. After that, what else have we
We did
played?
something completely different.
Yes.
So then we went into the indie area, the sort of demo area, which is really cool. So you've got lots of folks that are turning up with their games, and you can just sit down and they'll tell you all about them, and you can play them. And normally these are sort of one-man bands, as Matt calls them, or like independents, and you can play their games. And Matt, you played Fetching Feathers by Chris Prescott.
Yes,
Chris,
the designer of Moving Wilds Zuli. Same game. One is distributed by Oink Games, and the other one is distributed by himself.
I think. Yeah.
It's the same game, so don't get scared about it. It's not one of the copy of the other. It's the same game, just
different
copyrights and stuff. Anyway, Chris came with his new game, where you basically is a little bit in the same vibe of Moving Wilds, but instead of moving a lot of different like elephants, lions, stuff like that, it's all about birds. The very cool things about the game is, first of all, the artwork is fantastic.
Really cool.
Each bird will have a very specific hat that I don't know why, but hey,
I'm here for it.
that was very cool, very strong artwork, and that is like, oh, amazing. That I recognize that game because of the artwork, and basically you're still trying to get as many birds as you can in this close drafting. Every round the cards are gonna go around, and then placing it in your tableau. The very interesting mechanics of the game is the territories. So like in Moving Wild, you will have territories with instead of capacity, this time it's going to be with a certain type of food that will attract this or that animal. However, each round, and the game is going to be composed of 3 rounds, the territory card will flip from one side to the other. That means that those birds maybe will not have, that you collected in that specific point, they will not going to have the right food in the next round. So you need to get more territories, or trying to figure out, okay, as soon as this round finish, I need to flip so these birds can be moved here. Oh no, don't have space for that one, that flies away. So and again, and each bird will have some super power to give you more points. Some of them they want to be alone, some of them they want to be in big flocks, some of them want to be near another type of bird. So it's cool. Very, very cool. Yes, I really enjoyed it. This game is gonna come out on Kickstarter-ish, still TBC in the summer, but really one that we need to keep under our radar because it's absolutely a banger.
Oh, there you go.
I loved it.
Fantastic game.
But while I was playing that, you were playing.
I was playing
a dungeon crawler.
I was playing. Well, yes,
Can
but
you
no.
can you imagine? I was playing the Wayne's games, and Wayne was playing the Matt games.
I mean, yes and no. It was kind of. I was playing Cryptborn, which is a solo roll and write dungeon crawler, based, or I suppose inspired by those Soulsborne type games.
Yes.
So meant to be very difficult, but also very simple to play.
And very
Straightforward. And it was something I think pitched to us as something that you can do, like you can take it on a plane and while the time away while you're traveling, or doing it in between other things as well. Very straightforward. Essentially dice-based game. You're throwing d6s and then building this dungeon, and then you are activating the dungeon by going through it, fighting various bosses, choosing to pick up loot or not, and then trying to go through the different dungeons. Very simple, very straightforward. Seems pretty fun, enjoyable.
Because you played a dungeon. I played a dungeon like half an hour after while you were chatting and doing PR. But it literally in 5 minutes, I've done the first dungeon, the very basic introduction one, in less than 5 minutes. You need 2 dice and a pen.
That's it.
And that's it. All the information about the enemies on that dungeon are gonna be on one of the pages. The game is still in its taking shape.
Yes.
So ideally toward the end of the year, or UKG, we should see something a little bit more concrete, but it's going to be on a bind book, so you flip the pages and you keep going dungeon after dungeon. Some of the dungeon are going to be 5 minutes, and some of them could be
a little
way
bit
longer because you can build.
You make a bigger dungeon. Yeah.
And of course, all the objects and the cool swords and helmets or shield that you find along the way, you keep it for your character, so you can go and try to kick the ass of the bigger boss.
Exactly. Really cool concept, and certainly something to keep an eye on. Especially with this sort of rise in the solo player games. So it was really cool. I enjoyed that.
And talking about solo, in the demo zone, we play another game that we saw at UKG last year, because they had quite a unique stand. And we're talking about Time Troopers. That is a solo deck building game.
Really cool as well. I actually really liked this.
So premises, think about Stargate.
Yes, basically.
Think about Stargate. So you going through this Stargate, let's call it. You're basically trying to recover some artifacts from the past to not let the world go to
hell.
To hell, basically. Well, I couldn't find the words. But,
family show.
Family show. And you're gonna travel to ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, or a lot of like very exotic places, jungle, deserts, under the water, and all that stuff, all in different time zones. And while you're doing this, you will have to deal with the locals that could not be very friendly sometimes.
I think you're some demon from.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because who's this guy with mustache
Camouflage,
and metal things in his hand?
Yeah.
So you need to be stealthy, trying to find the things, not killing anyone, because otherwise it's the grandparent paradox and all the things. At the same time, you're going to have the bad robot guys from the future that
Coming
try
back
to
to the
come
past to try and kill you. It's really awesome because I think what they've done here is they've also done this kind of almost narrative adventure.
It is.
So you've got some decisions to make as well, where you're going to be choosing where you're going to go next.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting surprises in the box that we were told about, where there'll be different puzzles and things that you'll have to deal with, not just pure deck building. There'll be cool stuff that you'll have to do, different ways. If you remember, the big hotness, I want to say about 10 years ago, was time stories, maybe a little bit longer.
Probably
And like that did cool things and unexpected things where you are, with the cards that you draw. And I think it's that you've got this interesting stuff with your scenario that I think is going to be really cool. It sounds very imaginative and quite interesting. And as a solo game, this is something very meaty.
Yeah, it is. And we're not solo players,
Not really,
but
no.
we really enjoyed Time Trooper and Cryptborn. So we were having a conversation about we might try to cover in the future a little bit more of solo gaming if something cool as Time Trooper comes out soon. So
when we can maybe have a look at it.
because we played it kind of like together.
Yeah, exactly. Matt was playing out. I was like, we're making decisions.
The good things about the scenario as well, that it was quite short. So the scenario will be like 20, 30 minutes. That means that if you're having kids, you can put the kids to bed and then roll a couple of dice and
play some cards and
play some cards for after that, or you stick something in the oven. Play a scenario.
And built in such a way out of the box where very easy to set up too.
Yes, so that was great.
Moving on, we also got there was a main exhibitors hall, Matt.
Yes.
And the big exhibitors hall had all sorts in there. It had a bit of Asmodee, it had Hachette, it had loads of retailers.
Yeah.
But it also had a couple of indie folks in there, or as well as in the demo zone. But these are the folks that are a bit closer towards the end of the story when it comes to releasing the product. And we played a game called Restless Spirits, which was a competitive card game.
2 to 4 players.
2 to 4 players, exactly. Kind of a little bit of hand management, a little bit of resource management.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. It had fantastic artwork.
So all the game is inspired by Japanese
anime
folklore,
and
all the artwork is very much Ghibli / stuff more modern. It goes literally from Ghibli to Jujutsu Kaisen, if you know what I'm talking about.
Together.
All mix it together, and basically what you're doing, you're gonna be one of the sorcerers trying to
entice the spirits.
Three
spirit guides.
Up to 3 spirits. Whoever attire 3 spirits wins the game.
Exactly.
Very nice, quite simple. The rules were pretty simple, because at the end of the day, you got a little bit of hand management. You got a market where you can buy object that will attire a spirit.
They'll attract the spirits to you.
Once you attract the spirits, put it on your board. You need to pay whatever the requirements are through other cards. And then they might give you bonuses, they might give you combo to get more spirits, to be able to play more cards. Again, the game is almost complete, or is it's about complete.
There or thereabouts. So it's going to Kickstarter very soon.
And Kickstarter coming up. We'll follow this one. I deeply love the artwork and the style of the game. That's very much me. It's anime and all the stuff, something I truly love and have been a fan since I was a kid. So I really like the stuff. And the game itself was not too complicated, fast,
pretty enjoyable.
And, enjoyable.
I think it would be great with 3 players, potentially 4.
I will be very curious to play with a higher count of people. That was quite interesting.
Absolutely. We also, in that very same area of the convention, we did a lot on day one. Holy moly. We played Heroes of the Shire.
Yes.
This is basically if you imagine Dice Throne, but cranked up to about 50 and with 0 randomness. It's kind of that. It's like super heavy Dice Throne.
So, Era of the Shrine has been out now for a couple of years.
Yes.
A year and a half. There are new expansions,
New versions, new boxes.
out.
Yeah.
There is a new starter box arriving on Kickstarter in the summer. And you can basically, the game is predominantly a dungeon crawler where you got a boss battler type of thing, where each player will have his own player board. On this player board there are tons of stats,
effects,
and tons of
abilities
stats that you can do, and it took like the Storm Online for the PvP side of the game, because that is something that the guys of the Era of the Sun are really passionate about. And to describe you as he described it to us, and it's very close to my heart as well, is take World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And put it into a board game in terms of like how you build your character, how much the stats and everything works, but on the hardcore level.
Yeah, I mean, there was a ton of tokens in the game as well, loads of potential interactions. I think I would probably, because we played it as a PvP game.
Yeah, we played 2 versus 2. Yeah, that is the preferred PvP style. Again, that I think taken from World of Warcraft, the arena style when you play 2 versus 2. So not just the attacker, not the DPS character will rule, but you need the support, and you can create a synergy and combo with the 2 players.
I mean, I think that was fine, but I think I would much prefer that as a cooperative game against the boss. I think, because I said to you, I was like, this isn't normally my kind of thing, but if we were playing it together against something, I think I would enjoy it more as a co-op.
Yeah, and I have to say we forgot to pick up the box.
Oh well, sorry.
We'll arrange something for UKG to play co-op. But I was a big fan.
You liked it a lot. Yeah.
I loved it, but I do realise how it's more for the hardcore fans. It's a gamer's game.
Yeah,
so
it's a gamer's game.
Again, if you're looking at gamer games with World of Warcraft vibes in terms of you build it with the PvP, with the PvE, all mixed together. Definitely have a look to Hero of the Shrine.
Very good. After Heroes of the Shire, yes. Then we had a one of the big folks of the board game world. We went to Pegasus Spiele.
Oh yes,
there with a couple of games. Sarah came along. Hello, Sarah. Came along with a couple of games, and that was really fun. We played first I Am Done, which was okay. It was a silly card game. It's like Flux.
Silly card game. Flux. I will even put it like in the categories of stuff
Exploding
like
Kittens.
Exploding Kitten on
It's exactly that kind of game.
Unstable Unicorns. Let's say that stuff. Probably not for me, not for you, but nothing wrong about it. It's a party game. It's a fun
party family game.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheap. You could play that card. It's a deck of cards. Have some fun with that. But the game that I really enjoyed playing with Mesos.
So
that was cool.
Yeah, so in Mesos is this set collection / tableau building. Based in, we are all cavemen.
Yeah.
We are all different tribes.
Yeah.
And you basically, during your turn, need to attire more people to join your clan or tribe or whatever you want to call it.
You're going out like on the little expeditions to try and get these folks to your tribe. And you'll get bonuses for doing so. There's games played over several eras, but each era there's specific events that you need to prepare for.
Yeah, exactly.
That certain tribes people will be more.
Because the people that you can get into your clans are going to be hunters, are going to be gatherers,
they're craftspeople, they're going to be artists,
they're going to be shamans.
Yeah, shamans also.
And the random events that are going to come out is going to tell you like, oh, okay, for this turn you need 5 food. Because you need to feed all the people in your clan. If you didn't get the hunters that will give you food, you will not have that.
You get some minus points.
You get minus points. I don't know, the gatherers that needs to feed, or
you've got the shamans. Who's got the most shamans, or who's got the most of this symbol, and you'll get points for that as well. It utilises this kind of interesting, I suppose, not really a bid, but like you place your worker on where you want to go.
Yeah.
And that place will tell you what cards you can take from either above or below these sort of tiles in the center board.
Yeah.
The further out you go, the more cards you can take. Great. But also it means you're going to be last back, which means you'll be last to go next round.
Next round. Yeah,
so
exactly.
you won't get first choice of what you get. And also, cards, people will take the cards, the resolution will go from left to right. So from the person who went closest to the person who went farthest. So it might be, you want to take loads of cards, but by the time it gets around to you, the cards you want might be gone.
Yeah, exactly. You need to take cards that you don't want, so you need to take more people that you need to feed, and you don't really. They are pointless to your client.
That was a really cool decision space.
We really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was quite a surprise.
Yeah.
I think that is a game that I would recommend if someone's that is looking for set collection or
a relatively light-ish set collection game.
It's a family plus maybe.
Yeah. The bottom of the intermediate.
Yeah, bottom of the intermediate. I truly enjoyed the game, and
I thought it was really good.
Absolutely, I would recommend Mesos. What else
Finally,
have we played?
the last thing we did on Friday, oh my God, what a day that was, is we played Gwent.
And I'm gonna flex here. So we played Gwent. So from again the new
version of Gwent. Not out yet.
It's gonna be out in the summer.
Coming out soon.
So again, Gwent is a transposition of the Witcher 3 card game that is in the game as a board game. In the box, you will find every single card that are present in the game, and you can build your deck. There are different factions. It's a one-to-one representation
exactly the same game
of the game. However, there are a few different rules that you can add. For example, one was the 2 versus 2 mode. 2 versus 2 mode is something that the guys had literally just added to the game, to the rule book. So it's been tested and everything. So it's gonna be in the final version of the game. But the cool thing is that me and Wayne were the first one to play that version.
First people in the UK. The first people ever in the UK to play 2 versus 2 Gwent.
And it works basically 2 decks working on the same lines, but you can combo the 2 decks. You can share like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It was me and Rob versus Wayne
JM
and JM, And I have to say that me and Rob were the first player to win a 2 versus 2 game of Gwent.
I blame JM.
In the entire UK. Flex.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. We won't talk too much about Gwent. If you know Gwent, it's basically Gwent.
Yeah.
But it was very fun. Really
enjoyed. Yeah, if you like the IP, if you know the IP. Otherwise, I think we'll talk about a little bit more about Gwent in the future, because closer to the date of the we'll show you more of the game. Really fun. If you're a fan, it's a must-have, I would say. But
we'll go on to our final day.
That was day 1. In the evening, a little bit of a party, a few drinks. Spoke with a lot of people. It was great. So thank you all. Event. Thank you all for the people that we met in that evening. We had a lot of fun. Great. So we went back to sleep after.
And then we went back to sleep. And our final day at Airecon was our second day. We could have stayed a little bit longer, and it would have been nice, but we had stuff to do. We had games to play.
Yeah, exactly.
What we decided to do was not make the mistake of day one, which was starting with something really heavy.
Again,
But-
this is
Second day.
the second day.
Yeah.
At that point, overnight was worse than day one.
No sleep.
I slept
No
like
sleep at all. I
probably
didn't
half
sleep
an
at all.
hour
Yeah.
with the guy next to me. It's a truck, so it was,
Like being
it
a
was
pig farm.
terrible. I haven't closed my eyes. You had the same experience, different levels, so it was full of that hotel.
And a wedding going on.
And a wedding,
And a
and it was
party.
just like
Drunk people everywhere. Nightmare. Anyway.
no sleep, no sleep till
And we thought,
Brooklyn.
let's start with something nice and light. No, didn't do that. We played Galactic Cruise. So
And we knew that we were gonna sit in something heavy.
we were going to go and see the guys from Dranda anyway.
Yeah.
Because, hey, lovely folks, hello Dranda Games, one of the best publishers in the UK.
Oh, lovely guys.
They're doing really great work at the moment. And Galactic Cruise is the one that they are localizing for the UK, bringing to the UK market. And we saw a cool little project based on their new game coming out.
Yeah,
So
that we
little,
can't-
little preview, but you
can
can
say
see
that
on their
will,
Instagram about that.
Yeah.
And also, we got to play Galactic Cruise for the first time, and what a game that is!
Yes,
My
so,
gosh, it's a beast.
I have to say that I was really scared about the game because
a scary game.
for the width of the game,
Very wide
the
game.
table presence, and there was a lot to look at. But Will from Dranda Game gave us probably one of the best rule explanation
Brilliant.
I ever had in my life.
The board game wizard, find him.
The board game wizard, yeah, we'll put link somewhere.
Wonderful
on the
man,
photo.
great teacher. Gave us a great narrative teacher of the game, explaining everything that
And
happens.
I loved the game.
It's good.
It was at that
really
point.
good.
I was like, boom, yes. Even if I'm not that smart, I'm getting all the rules all together. It's amazing.
It's really good. It's heavy. It's
Yeah.
very heavy. It's at the limit of the things I think I enjoy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. But it is really, really cool. And the reason I say that is because it is so vastly wide. On your turn, you have numerous things you can go and do and numerous options, and they all seem equally interesting. It was very, very cool. There's a bunch of potential in that game.
Yeah, so the premises of the game is again in this retro future,
Retrofuturism.
like look of
Yeah.
in the 70s. You are gonna one of the 1 to 4, depending on the player, ascending to the throne of the
Galactic Cruise
of the
Company.
Galactic Cruise Company.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything is about that. So you need to build the ships, sell the tickets, get the ads on the TV,
the advertising,
get
yeah.
people to buy the tickets, in
Yeah.
the same time making the ships like really cool and
Doing your
functional.
R&D, exactly, all of that sort of stuff. Getting your resources.
Yeah, upgrading the ships.
Getting
and,
the fuel, getting the oxygen in place.
of course,
all
and,
of that.
and the food, calling for AGMs for,
Yeah, the annual general
for
meeting.
showing off how cool you are,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
going up the trucks of coolness in terms of how cool you are in the
Your reputation,
in
your,
the reputation. You can do a lot, and there is we definitely gonna do a little bit more in-depth content.
We're
on
going to
the
do
game
a
because,
whole thing on Galactic Cruise
because
this game needs
it's worth it.
Yes, this
it's
game
worth it.
needs it. But
Absolutely. So
suffice it to say, thank you to Dranda Games for our overview and for the copy of Galactic Cruise. We will have some great content on that
Yes.
for you very soon. We also got to play Living Forest Duel, which, if we go to the other end of the scale of things that I enjoyed, didn't enjoy that.
unfortunately not.
Did not enjoy that.
Unfortunately not.
And
So-
I like Living Forest. Living Forest, by the way, is a fantastic game. Won the Kennish Builder Shire about
Yeah.
3 years ago. Great game, but the dual version was kind of bad. It was
Yeah.
kind of bad.
I think at that point, I personally was completely
You were shocked to pieces.
knackered because
Yeah,
it's. But at the same time, we played all the games while it was even worse than I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. This one, I felt there was
disappointing.
nothing more than I will play
I thought I'd play
Living Forest.
I'd rather Living Forest.
I will play Living Forest.
want
I
Living
didn't
Forest,
give
sure.
me. I think this is the first big casualties on all this duel.
The dual mania.
The dual mania. I think Living Forest might be the first casual. Then again, we played it in a physical state where we were zero running on fumes. But at the same time, the rule book were
a bit of a
not
mess.
was not great. The guys teaching us the game was like, yeah, the rule book is not
great.
It's not great. But I would, yeah, we both agree that I will go with the original.
We'd rather play Living Forest. Yeah, absolutely. So moving on as well. So the final things that we did. So we didn't do as much on day one. We did a load of stuff.
Yeah,
Day two,
yeah.
we were going home. But we did get to chat to Max, a friend of the show, one of our wonderful subscribers, and we hung out and played some games with him and his partner Faye.
Yeah. Max and Faye.
Lovely
That was
people.
amazing. First Faye that I met that is not my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Was,
super
was
lovely
Faye.
people,
Yeah,
and we played some games with them. We played Five Towers, which I've never played. It's a Pegasus Spiel, a card game. It's essentially a very light bidding game. You're going to be bidding for to try and build these towers. Very simple. It was fine. But I think I'd rather play High Society if I'm playing.
Something like that. I'll prefer that. But it was good to see. It was good to see. I did terribly, but
You did very badly.
I'm normally.
So did I. We both
things,
did
I'm just
terribly.
like, yeah.
They both
Max
smashed us.
was just like on another level.
Yeah,
Like,
Max has been there.
well done. That's why he wanted to play that game.
They crushed us. But then Max was kind enough to show us the Fellowship of the Ring trick taking.
Yes,
which we have a copy of.
Yeah, that's
somewhere around here.
Yeah, this was actually here. I did only manage. Asmodee kindly sent us a copy just before Harrogate, so I did manage to learn the rules, but we hadn't get to play.
But we did play with Max.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we played a couple of scenarios.
Yeah.
and I think it's bloody great.
And we're gonna do some proper content about it.
It's real good.
If you love the crew and you are a fan of Lord of the Rings, this might be your next favorite game.
It's really good. It takes those elements from the crew and just brings them to another level.
In a fantastic way with a beautiful, stunning production.
Yeah, some cool ideas in there as well.
And it's not based. If you're an hardcore fan, it's not based on the movies, it's based on the books. You're gonna have even more. You're gonna flex about. I know this character, But yeah, it's in premises is still a trick taking. But each player around the table will play a specific character. That, for example. No spoilers because there are secret things that are going on during the game. But at the very start of the game, you will start with Frodo, with Bilbo Baggins, with Pippin, and with Gandalf. That is the kind of like the first, and each one will have to win a different.
They've got their own condition
of winning. So some will need to win a certain suit, some will need to win the less tricks, some will need to win a certain number, and the games will always throw each chapter you're gonna go forwards. You take more cards from the box. That's gonna add difficulties or
new
surprises,
new
new
mechanisms. Yeah.
But again, we'll talk about that game.
We will definitely do something on that because I really, really liked it. So thank you, Max and Faye, for hanging out with us.
Max from Board Runner. So on Instagram, Board Runner. Have a look. He's a lovely chap. Lovely to meet you. And and that was then we were on a train back down on the coast.
No games on the way home because we were both completely dead. I said to Matt, I was like, Matt, do you want a game of Compiled? He went, I'd rather not.
No, I'll literally I'm gonna put my headphones and I'll crawl up on my seat and just like sleep till we got back on the coast.
That's so
that was a long way home, but that was it. It was fantastic. So
take it to the outro, Matt.
Let's do a final thoughts and let's go.
Let's do that. So Matt, that was our first Airecon. What were your final thoughts on the show?
I can't wait for next year.
You go again.
I can't wait for next year. It was great. It was lovely to see so many people playing games. It was less rushy.
Way more chill.
Yeah,
it's focused on playing.
Yeah, you're more focused on playing. It's because it's not. There are a lot of there are the big players. Because Asmodee is there, Hachette is there, Dandra is there. There's a lot of big stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not that crowded like UKG or Spiel where you need to mosh pit. You can lovely walk around,
Tons
play
of tables.
games, tons of table. You can speak with all the people from this or that publisher, or
Yeah.
all the demo area were really lovely. But yeah, what do you think about Airecon in general? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I really did. I think Airecon is the board gamers con. So this is the board gamers board game con. Where
Okay.
If you want to go to a show and play a ton of stuff,
Oh, yeah,
you
that is
go
the
there.
right place.
That's
Yes.
you can kind of do it at UKG, not really. You cannot do it at Spiel, but
No.
you can do this at Airecon.
You
It's
must do it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's focused on the games. The library is such an amazing thing there that it's so easy to use. Scan the game out, scan it back in using the thing that you sign up for on your phone, and rent one of these amazing games and just hang out
Yeah.
or buy something new, support an independent publisher, go and play it. You've got a great game system, buddy system, so people can come and play with you.
It was
Yeah, it's amazing. It's such a
amazing.
great thing to go and play.
It was so amazing to see so
Yeah.
many of those like big scary games on the table with people just like joining together and playing like some amazing things. But it was so
Very nice.
lovely and
So lovely feeling.
heartwarming
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, definitely.
That was absolutely great. There was a beer van inside the convention
can't
that
complain.
made our life better.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was really nice. I had a great time, and I will certainly we'll be going back for sure.
Yes, we'll definitely
for
go
next
for
year.
2025. We can't wait. And yeah.
And if you can't wait to see more of our content, then maybe you should consider
Hit the subscribe button.
hitting the subscribe button, or indeed checking out the rest of our content.
Yeah.
And if you like the idea of me and Matt going around to these cool places and doing stuff like that, then
Well,
if you wouldn't mind,
there is the Patreon as well, where you
can-
can check out some exclusive content,
some shackles and that, and
yeah, buying us a coffee. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's just a coffee.
It's just a
But
coffee.
for us, it's a big thing.
that's just
So,
a big deal. Exactly. We can get to do more of this for you. You should check out the rest of our videos, as said, and we're going to catch you at the next one.
Ciao.
What's it been? What's it been? Game reviews for you and me. What's it been? What's it been? Here's what you should play and see.